wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. Proverbs 31 verse 10. The digital clock on the bedside table silently ticked over to 4:59 a.m. 1 minute before the alarm was set to chime, Wura's eyes fluttered open. She took a deep breath, savoring the quiet stillness of the pre-dawn hour. With practiced ease, she silenced the alarm just as it began to buzz, ensuring her husband Olu's slumber remained undisturbed. Wura slipped out of bed, her bare feet finding the cool tile floor. The bustling city of Abeo, usually a cacophony of honking horns and bustling crowds, was still wrapped in the hush of night. As she padded softly to the family room, Wura's heart swelled with gratitude for these precious moments of solitude. The family room, bathed in the soft glow of a single lamp, welcomed her like an old friend. Wura settled into her favorite armchair, its fabric worn smooth from years of early morning devotions. She reached for her well-thumbed Bible, its pages filled with colorful sticky notes and underlined verses, a roadmap of her spiritual journey. For the next hour, the only sounds in the modest suburban home were Wura's gentle voice as she sang hymns, the rustle of Bible pages, and whispered prayers. Her words, barely audible, were a tapestry of praise, intercession, and surrender. This daily ritual was her anchor, setting the tone for the whirlwind day ahead. As the first hints of dawn painted the sky outside, Wura closed her Bible with a satisfied sigh. She felt centered, recharged, ready to face whatever challenges the day might bring. With one last whispered amen, she rose, ready to wake the household. She gets up while it is still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. Proverbs 31 verse 15. Wura moved through the house with quiet efficiency, her mind already mapping out the day ahead. She gently roused Joy, the live-in housekeeper, with a soft knock on her door. "Good morning, Joy," Wura said warmly as the young woman emerged, stifling a yawn. "Let's get this day started, shall we?" Together they moved to the kitchen, a well-choreographed dance of meal prep and cleaning. As Joy began tidying the living areas, Wura tackled breakfast. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee and sizzling eggs soon filled the air, a siren call to the still sleeping members of the household. Wura hummed softly as she worked, mentally reviewing her to-do list. There was the new real estate listing to check out, orders to fulfill for her online boutique, and a charity board meeting in the afternoon. But first, her family needed a nourishing start to their day. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. Proverbs 31 verse 11. The sound of the shower running signaled Olu's awakening. Right on cue, Wura thought with a smile. She could set her watch by her husband's routines. As she heard his footsteps on the stairs, she poured a steaming cup of coffee, adding just a touch of cream, exactly the way he liked it. Olu entered the kitchen, adjusting his tie, the very picture of a successful executive. His face lit up at the sight of his wife. "Good morning, my love," he said, accepting the coffee with a grateful smile. Wura greeted him with a kiss that still held the spark of newlyweds, despite years of marriage. "How did I get so lucky?" Olu mused, watching his wife flit about the kitchen, simultaneously plating breakfast and firing off emails on her phone. Luck had nothing to do with it. Wura winked, setting a plate of eggs and toast before him. "Now eat up. You've got a big presentation today, remember?" Olu's eyes widened. "I almost forgot. What would I do without you?" Wura laughed, a sound as bright and invigorating as the morning sunlight now streaming through the windows. "Let's hope you never have to find out. Now, tell me about this presentation while I wake the children." As Olu began to outline his upcoming meeting, Wura listened attentively, offering encouragement and the occasional insightful suggestion. Her mind, however, was already several steps ahead, planning how to manage the household and her businesses while supporting her husband's career. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. Proverbs 31 verse 26. The pitter-patter of little feet announced the arrival of their children, Tommy, their energetic 8-year-old son, and Lola, their precocious 6-year-old daughter. Wura greeted each with a warm hug and a kiss on the forehead. "Mom, I can't find my science project," Tommy exclaimed, panic edging his voice. "And I need to bring cupcakes for the class party today," Lola added, her eyes wide with remembered urgency. Wura took a deep breath, her calm demeanor a stark contrast to her children's frantic energy. "Tommy, your project is on the shelf in the study, right where you left it last night." "Lola, the cupcakes are cooling on the counter. I baked them while you were sleeping." Both children's faces lit up with relief and adoration. "You're the best, Mom," they chorused, rushing to retrieve their respective items. As the family sat down to breakfast, Wura orchestrated a symphony of conversation, ensuring everyone felt heard while gently steering them towards the day ahead. She reminded Tommy about his upcoming math test, praised Lola for her improved reading, and double-checked that Olu had all the materials for his presentation. In these moments, Wura felt the weight of her role as the family's emotional center. It was a responsibility she bore with grace and determination, knowing that the stability she provided at home allowed her loved ones to flourish in the world beyond. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. Proverbs 31 verse 17. As the last lunchbox was packed and the final kiss goodbye was given, Wura watched her family drive away, Olu at the wheel and the children chattering excitedly in the back seat. She allowed herself a moment of quiet pride before turning her attention to the day's tasks. The house, moments ago a whirlwind of activity, fell into a productive hush. Wura transformed from doting mother and wife into a shrewd businesswoman. She settled into her home office, a space that buzzed with potential deals and opportunities. Her fingers flew across the keyboard, negotiating property sales and managing her online boutique. The phone rang incessantly, clients, suppliers, partners, all handled with grace and acumen that had made Wura a rising star in Abeo's business circles. "Mrs. Adeyemi," her assistant's voice came through the speakerphone. "The Johnsons are interested in that beachfront property, but they're asking for a 5% reduction." Wura's mind raced, calculating profits, considering market trends. Offer them 3% and throw in the furnishings. It's a win-win. They get a better deal, and we clear out that inventory. "Brilliant, ma'am. I'll draft the offer right away." As she hung up, Wura allowed herself a small smile of satisfaction. Each successful deal was a step towards greater financial security for her family and expanded opportunities to give back to her community. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Proverbs 31 verse 16. Midday brought a brief respite. Wura sipped herbal tea, reviewing her morning's work with satisfaction. A notification pinged. A prime piece of real estate had just hit the market. Her eyes gleamed. This could be the investment that would secure her children's futures. With a few taps, she arranged a viewing. "God provides," she whispered, a mantra that had seen her through lean times and abundance alike. As she prepared to leave for the property viewing, Joy appeared at the office door. "Ma'am, don't forget your charity board meeting at 3 p.m. "Thank you, Joy," Wura said gratefully. "What would I do without you?" "Oh, and please make sure the guest room is prepared. My mother-in-law called this morning. She's coming for a surprise visit this weekend." Joy nodded, her face a mixture of amusement and resignation. Wura's mother-in-law was known for her impromptu visits and exacting standards. "Don't worry, ma'am. I'll make sure everything is perfect." Wura squeezed Joy's shoulder in gratitude. "I know you will. We're in this together, remember." As she drove to the property viewing, Wura's mind was already several steps ahead, planning how to balance her mother-in-law's visit with her busy schedule. It would be a challenge, but Wura thrived on challenges. Each one was an opportunity to grow, to prove her capabilities, to honor God through her diligence and love. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. Proverbs 31 verse 25. The property viewing went even better than Wura had hoped. The location was prime, the structure sound, and the potential for profit substantial. As she shook hands with the realtor, sealing a verbal agreement to proceed with the purchase, Wura felt a familiar thrill of excitement. This wasn't just a business transaction. It was a step towards creating generational wealth, towards leaving a legacy that would benefit not just her children, but her community as well. She could already envision the property transformed, perhaps into affordable housing for young families, or a community center offering job training and support. As she drove to her charity board meeting, Wura's mind was abuzz with possibilities. The meeting itself was a whirlwind of passionate discussion and strategic planning. As the founder of a foundation dedicated to empowering women through education and entrepreneurship, Wura was in her element. Ladies, our microloan program has helped 50 women start their own businesses this year alone, Wura announced, her voice filled with pride. But we can do more. I propose we expand our mentorship program to provide ongoing support. The boardroom came alive with ideas and suggestions. Wura listened intently, her heart swelling with gratitude for these women who shared her vision of a more equitable world. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. Proverbs 31 verse 20. As the meeting concluded, Wura lingered to review applications for their scholarship program. Tears welled in her eyes as she read stories of struggle and hope. A single mother determined to complete her degree, a young girl dreaming of becoming a doctor, a refugee seeking to rebuild her life through education. With each approval, Wura imagined the ripple effects. Lives changed, families lifted out of poverty, communities transformed. This, she believed, was her true calling, to use the blessings God had given her to bless others. The sun was dipping low on the horizon as Wura finally headed home. Despite the long day, she felt energized, fulfilled. As she pulled into the driveway, she took a moment to breathe deeply, to switch gears from businesswoman and philanthropist back to wife and mother. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Proverbs 31 verse 28. The moment she stepped through the door, Wura was engulfed in a whirlwind of activity. Tommy was excitedly recounting his success at his math test, while Lola tugged at her arm, eager to show off the picture she had drawn in art class. Olu emerged from the kitchen, a dish towel slung over his shoulder. "Welcome home, love," he said, planting a kiss on her cheek. "I've started dinner. Thought you could use a break." Wura's heart swelled with love and gratitude. This, she thought, was her true wealth, not the property she owned or the deal she closed, but the joy and security she provided for her loved ones and the love they returned in abundance. As they sat down to dinner, laughter filled the air as they shared their day's adventures. Olu's presentation had been a success, potentially opening doors for a big promotion. Tommy had been chosen to represent his class in the upcoming science fair. Lola had made a new friend at school. Wura listened, her heart full, offering praise and encouragement in equal measure. As the meal wound down, she shared her own news, the promising property investment, the expanded scholarship program, the upcoming visit from Olu's mother. "I don't know how you do it all," Olu said, shaking his head in admiration. "You're amazing, you know that?" Wura smiled, a hint of mischief in her eyes. "Oh, I know," she teased, "but it's nice to hear you say it." She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Proverbs 31 verse 27. As night fell, the house quieted once more. Wura made her final rounds, ensuring all was in order. She paused at each child's bedroom, offering a soft prayer of protection and guidance. In Tommy's room, she straightened out his science project materials for the next day. In Lola's, she laid out clothes for the morning, knowing her daughter's penchant for last-minute fashion crises. In the kitchen, she reviewed the week's meal plan with joy, making adjustments to accommodate her mother-in-law's visit. "Remember, she loves your jollof rice," Wura said with a wink. "Maybe we can make that for Sunday lunch?" Finally, all tasks complete, Wura retreated to her bedroom. Olu was already in bed, reading glasses perched on his nose as he reviewed some work documents. He looked up as she entered, his face softening with love. "You amaze me," he said, setting aside his papers. "How do you do it all?" Wura smiled as she slipped into bed beside him. "With faith, love, and a lot of coffee," she replied, snuggling close. "And with you by my side. We're a team, remember." Olu pulled her close, planting a kiss on her forehead. "The best team," he agreed. "I thank God for you every day, you know that?" As they settled into sleep, Wura's mind was already planning tomorrow's conquest. A meeting with a potential investor, volunteers to coordinate for the weekend's charity event, Tommy's football game to attend. But for now, in the quiet of the night, she allowed herself to simply be. A woman loved, a woman blessed, a woman striving each day to live up to the timeless ideal of Proverbs 31. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Proverbs 31 verse 30. In the quiet of the night, as Abeo slumbered, Wura's impact rippled outward. Through the lives she touched, the businesses she built, and the love she poured into her family. She was more than a wife, more than a mother, more than a businesswoman. She was a testament to the timeless wisdom of Proverbs 31, a modern woman walking an ancient path of virtue, strength, and unwavering faith. As the stars twinkled outside her window, Wura drifted off to sleep, her heart at peace. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new opportunities to serve, to love, to grow. And she would meet them all with the same grace, wisdom, and strength that defined her. A true Proverbs 31 woman in a modern world.